Lizzie Hewson is here. She is the pasta queen, as I like to call you.
I love that title.
I mean, one of your first books was all about pasta, Saturday night pasta. You've even got a whole company selling beautiful pastas and sauces. And today you're going to show us how to make pasta from scratch. I've always wanted you to show me because there's just these little tips and tricks that you do that no one else does, well, that I've seen. What type of pasta are we making today?
So we are going to make a green pasta with basil and baby spinach.
Delightful. And are we serving this with a sauce?
We're going to serve it with a roast veggie ragu.
Oh, so good. Let's talk about our green goodness here.
So all I've done is just quickly blanched the baby spinach and basil for 20 seconds and then put it in cold water and squeezed it out.
Okay, that's really important to do, is it?
It's really important to do. Going back a step, homemade pasta is very easy. And there's a universal rule: 1 egg to 100 grams of flour per person.
Okay.
So that's all you need to know. The difference that I like to say to people is always weigh your ingredients out.
No matter what?
No matter what, because 1 egg, yes, is 1 egg, but it's also normal, you know, they all vary in size and weight.
And also flour's different, where the wheat has been grown in different soils, so, you know, sometimes it takes more moisture than others, right? So it is just making sure you get that correct.
And sadly, because we are not Italian and growing up next to our nonna, I always think if you weigh everything out, you're at a good starting point.
I like that tip.
So let's get started.
Yes.
Throw the baby spinach and basil into the Ninja.
Yes.
With maybe a tablespoon or 2 of water.
Okay.
We want to create a green puree. Now, if you didn't have a Ninja, you could bash it together in a mortar and pestle, or failing that, you could finely chop it. But I love blitzing it together because then you get a lovely uniform green.
Okay. All right.
Okay, that's perfect.
Let's have a look at this. Oh, yeah.
So that's a lovely puree that'll help form the hydration of our pasta.
Okay.
So, what we're going to do is now weigh out our eggs. Now, if you didn't want to do the green pasta, this is the same method if you just wanted to use eggs.
Okay.
And the hydration that we need to get to is 220 grams. And this, it sounds scientific.
It's a science.
It's just, if you remember this, then it'll just make everything a lot easier.
Okay.
So we're going to crack an egg. An average weight of an egg is 55 grams.
Wow,
it's spot on.
Yeah.
Good eggs.
There you go, very good eggs.
And I want about 120 grams, so I'm using 2 eggs.
Okay.
Now, if you want to put in, to take it up to 220, green mixture in there.
Okay.
If you just go by estimates, then you sometimes have to get into like adding a little bit of extra water and adding an extra bit of flour, and you just keep going.
220
on the dot. Perfect. Okay. So what I'll get you to do is give that a whisk.
Easy.
To bring it together whilst I weigh out our flour.
Okay, flour for you.
Thank you. So similar to weighing out the hydration and the care we took with that, we want 400 grams of flour here.
Okay.
Now this will roughly do 4 to 5 people. So I've gone to 04.
Beautiful. And all of these tips and tricks are in your brand new book, Home Food. This particular recipe is too, which is wonderful.
Yes, and this is the sort of thing I love to potter about on a weekend, and hence Saturday night pasta.
Yes.
It was a bit of a self-care ritual. So we're just going to put that out onto the bench and then make a little well.
Saturday Night Pasta is a book that I still refer to when I'm making my pasta because it's so detailed, and it is, you really emphasise the therapy of making pasta. It is one of those things that if you are a little bit stressed, go make some pasta, it'll relax you.
And be present, and it's really calming, and it should be easy. All we're going to do now is pour that green puree into our well.
Okay, the whole lot.
The whole lot. Because we've weighed everything out, we're ready to go.
We have that assurance, I guess.
Yes, exactly. What I would say is things like humidity, it could all affect it. So we will, you know, feel the dough and be guided by it. but this is a great starting point.
Okay.
So what I like to do is bring a little bit of that flour into the well, and then you slowly incorporate it. You totally can do it in a bowl if this is too messy for you, but I love this. It feels very Italian, taking it on the bench.
It's just mesmerising to look at that green colour, right? You know that this is going to be a beautiful pasta, not just visually, but the taste of the spinach and the basil in there too.
Yeah, and it really pairs well with a ragu, which is rich, and even though our ragu is vegetarian, it is quite robust, you know, in a way meaty. So to have this fragrance of the pasta faintly, and the greenness brings freshness and vibrancy.
Can I have a go?
Please.
It's patience. See, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to throw it all in. No.
No, be present.
Present.
Feel the need.
There's a real market for this.
Yeah, I tell you
Pasta
what.
psychology.
Forget yoga.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour in there.
Okay.
And what I like to do...
I start using the dough
Yeah, and you
scraper.
start kind of pushing it in.
And I see a lot of pastas being made in a food processor. How do you feel about that?
So you can absolutely do it in a food processor, but I just love the process of kneading and bringing it together by hand. I think you miss the magic. So now you can see it's together. I want to get my hands in. Start just squeezing it in together.
Beautiful.
And you think at this stage, oh my God, the flour's not going to come together.
Yeah.
But it really does. You just got to be patient. But if you ever get to a stage where you're like, this is way too dry, and you'll be able to feel it after a little bit longer of squeezing it together, what I like to do is go over to the sink, wet my hands, shake them off, and then bring my hands back, and you just add a little bit of hydration in without playing a game, exactly, where you start adding too much water, too much flour.
It's a great tip.
So I'm going to knead this for about 10 minutes, and you'll see quite quickly that we'll lose that real floury look, and it'll be lovely and green. And then the important thing is I'm going to wrap it up in cling film and let it rest for at least 30 minutes.
Fantastic.
So we're just resting the dough on the bench for 30 minutes.
No fridge.
No fridge. If I made it in the morning and it was a really hot day in Australia, I would then take it out of the fridge and let it come to room temperature before kneading it.
Nice tip, that one too. Now, what have we got here?
Some roast veggies. I love to roast them and get all that yummy caramelisation, and that's going to be the base of our ragu.
Oh, delightful.
And what we're going to do is I want you to throw it all into the Ninja,
Okay.
and we're blitzing it up like a puree.
Very nice.
And think of this as a sofrito.
Okay.
We've just roasted everything to come together, and then we're going to cook it out.
Yep. And I like how you've used some mushrooms here. It's a clever idea.
Adds that umami depth
Very nice.
that I think ragus need, that richness.
They do indeed, yeah. This is a sauce. I do something similar to this. I haven't added the mushrooms, so I'll do that next time. For my little one who sometimes denies eating his vegetables, if I just need a little bit of extra veg in his diet,
Sneak
then
them in.
it's a great sauce,
I do this
isn't
for
it?
my bolognese.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just roasting it off first too.
Yeah,
Yep.
it just adds that extra dimension.
Yeah. Okay.
Squeeze out those beautiful roast garlic.
Look at that. So beautiful, that garlic. And then give it a whiz. How's that looking?
That looks great. Everything's come together. I know it doesn't look very attractive at this stage.
Smells good. It will at the end with our vibrant green pasta.
Exactly.
Okay, there you go.
Perfect. Now what we're going to do is add a little bit of olive oil to a hot pan and throw that in.
Right. Oh, good sizzle. There we go.
Wonderful. We're just going to fry this off to get a bit of colour.
Okay. Now lentils, they're not cooked already?
No, we're going to cook them in our sauce because we are now going to slow cook it.
Okay.
So throw those lentils in.
Little pui lentils, I like them.
They're your territory.
Yeah. They're so nutty, aren't they?
I love them.
Creamy. Very nice.
And just mix them all in before adding all our other ingredients.
Okay, very easy.
So tomato paste. I love tomato paste. It's probably one of my favourite ingredients.
Yeah.
Even just a tablespoon helps add that, again, umami depth, which is, you know, something I love.
Yes.
and then red wine.
Great. This is a vegetarian's go-to bolognese, right?
Yeah, and
not missing out on
not
anything.
missing out, and meat eaters too. We're
Yeah.
all told to eat less meat, and this feels like a hearty, comforting ragu that you get from a meat ragu.
We were talking about Saturday night pasta cooking or Sunday pottering in the kitchen. This is another great one. You can even double this and freeze some.
It freezes really
You know
well.
I love the freezer.
I know you love the freezer. This is a great one to save for a rainy day.
Very
So if you want to throw that bay leaf,
Yes.
and then we're going to season. You know, it needs a bit.
Yep.
And pepper. And the tomatoes.
Okay, so just a can of whole peeled tomatoes.
Throw them in, yep, perfect.
Okay. How long are we going to cook this for?
About 2 to 2.5 hours.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah, I want to have that same, you know, the aroma drifting through the house and really help develop those flavours.
Fantastic. Well, that'll be cooking, and then after this is rested, we can get on to
Time to roll it in.
rolling.
So our sauce has been simmering away for 2.5 hours. You can see it's thickened, it's lovely and rich.
Smells great.
And what we'll do is take a batch out for us today and freeze the rest.
Very nice. All right, on to the fun part, the rolling.
The pasta. So this is enough for 4. And whenever I roll pasta, I just want to start with a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm going to cut a knob of pasta and then I will wrap the rest up so it doesn't dry up. Really important.
Okay.
You can just keep off to the side. Push that down and we're going to start. So we start on the widest setting of your pasta machine. And we're going to push this through. Don't worry too much.
Yeah, because the laminating process, it takes time. It's all
Exactly.
about working that protein and continually putting it through until it's extra, extra smooth.
And what we're doing is, as you say, the laminating, folding it on top of each other.
Yes, yep.
And then what we do is push it through.
Okay. It's lovely.
And every pasta machine is different and they'll work on different settings, but the important thing is to start on the widest.
Yeah. And when you start on the widest, do you go a few times in the widest and then slowly make it thinner and thinner and thinner?
Yeah, and each time we're just folding it over on top of each other
Yep.
and turning it.
turning it.
So you want to do that 3 times, and then once you've done that, you're off to a good start.
Great. And now, of course, after you've done the complete laminating of this, you could use that for lasagna, you could slice them into some pappardelle. What are we making today?
We're going to do tagliatelle
Yes.
using the cutter.
Excellent.
So very easy.
yes.
Our final piece,
Very nice.
and that's it. Now it only takes a couple of minutes to cook. We've got our sauce.
Okay.
Just going to throw a knob of butter. So we've brought our water up to a rapid boil and season well, as the Italians say, salty as the sea.
Salty as the sea. Just have a look at these, just a little bit of an appreciation of this gorgeous pasta. The uniform green in it, spectacular.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Now they're only going to take a few minutes, so let's pop them all in.
Yep. That's the reward to the chef.
I know,
right?
doesn't it
Just
look
to
beautiful?
Bring it together.
Just throw it in.
Great. And we'll just wait for that to cook and then we can put it in our sauce.
Exactly. We're just going to fling it directly into that sauce
Okay.
with all the pasta water dripping wet, because that's going to help emulsify and bring everything together.
Yeah.
And look, you could drain it and, you know, so you're not making such a mess.
No,
but
no, no.
I love the whole theatre of it, you know?
And that pasta water is king because the starchiness in there, even just from that couple of minutes in there, just like is almost like the glue and makes it super glossy,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
exactly, and mixed with that butter. And if you want to throw in some cheese.
Oh, I'd love to. Say when.
I mean, I'll never say when.
I know.
So that's perfect.
I'm the same.
And then should we give it a toss?
Oh, yes. We've done that a few times, haven't you? Now you're really showing up.
And I'll just plate up.
Very nice.
Look at that on a winter's evening
Yeah.
with a glass of
Yeah, a little glass of what? Nebbiolo?
Yeah,
or
beautiful.
Chianti? So like you were saying right at the beginning, a pasta like this that is fresh, that has the spinach through it, it does hold up to a richer sauce. So I shouldn't be afraid to say, oh no, I could keep it simple with just a little bit of butter and sage. This likes a ragu, meaty one, mushroomy one, vegetarian one, even
Beautiful.
duck.
Yeah, even duck. I mean, you could also serve it with a beautifully rich tomato sauce. But
yes.
yeah, how good if you finish off with a touch more cheese.
Touch.
And there we go, and it's lovely and saucy, and yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with that.
You don't know this, but I have been waiting for this day for a long time to finally get to try Lizzie Hewson's pasta. You go first. All right. Nice.
Very Lady and the Tramp of us.
I know. I mean, I would do that if you like.
You don't miss that there's no meat in there.
Absolutely not. There is no missing of meat, but the pasta is just so velvety, silky. I just love that little bit of basil in there and the spinach. That sauce, I can't wait to get home to make it.
It's a good one.
And next Saturday night, what am I doing? I'm making pasta.
Yes, good.
Lizzie, thank you so much for showing me all your tips and tricks about making pasta. I think I will be a better pasta maker now that you've cooked for me.
Thank you for having me.